with you. Come with me. UFO 2. 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 If you will come with me. UFO 2. UFO 2.
Get this song. This shit is banging.
UFO 2. 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 If you will come with me. UFO 2. UFO 2. UFO 2. UFO 2. UFO 2. UFO 2. UFO 2.
Yo, what's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is the Geek Out episode. What we up to? 23. Oh man. All right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, y'all listening in today. This Geek Out is less of a podcast and more of a Drunkcast. That's right. It is Labor Day weekend. Your boy G1 right now has been on a stupid bender since last night, which was Saturday. Kicked off my wife's birthday weekend with the I Love the 90s tour out here in Vegas. It was absolutely incredible. It was insane. It was massive amounts of fun. I want to give a fat shout out to Tommaso for hooking us up and getting to hang out with Salt and Pepper last night. That shit was mad fucking fun. So props to you, T. Thank you very much. But I'm dying here. It's a good thing I ain't by myself. Joining me today, as always, is my man C. Monty Chris. What's up, my brother?
Where the fuck did you find that song, bro? That shit was fire.
That's fire, right? Yo, on Friday night we heard that on the movie Trivia Schmodown. I don't know if you know that. It's a fun game that come on every Tuesdays and Fridays on the Collider channel, on Collider YouTube. And it's movie trivia, and it's a competition, and it's fun, man. It's fun. I know they do like a wrestling, not a wrestling theme, but it's like wrestling theatrics almost with the promos they cut. It's really good. And then when it gets down to the movie trivia, these dudes, these ladies and gentlemen, I should say, they know their shit, man. And I love sitting there and playing along with them and seeing how much I could get right. And I'm par for the course, if that's even the correct way of saying that term. I don't know. But that song was on one of the episodes I saw on Friday. A team, Wolves of Steel, came out to it. And because they like horror. And, so they came out to that, and they came up dressed as Pennywise and Little Georgie, Clark Wolf, the girl. She had her arm, and she was in the rain slicker, but she had the arm ripped up, and her arm was inside like that. And there was a little bone sticking out with like blood streamers. It was the best. I was like, wow. So that's where I got that from. That shit is crack, right?
That song is fucking dope.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. All right, listen, if y'all haven't left us yet, thank you. Hang out. I promise you, we're gonna get around to talking some shit. But pretty much that's what we're gonna do this whole podcast. We're gonna just talk some shit. And of course it's the Geek Out, so we're gonna be talking about some geeky shit. But other things I want to touch upon. First things first, if you guys follow this YouTube channel, you know that we do the Geek Out every week. Every month we do Godzilla Block Party. We'll do a Star Wars podcast every now and then. We'll do a Gaming with the G Show podcast every now and then. But that's typically what we do on the G Show. But this past week, I put up 3 videos. 3 videos that had nothing to do with geeking out, but everything to do with being afraid, okay? Freaking out. And if you guys seen it, I'm sure because it's actually got a couple of views, more views than I thought they would get. I just threw them up there because I was trying to get them onto some of these UFO channels that I be watching on YouTube, because that's one of those geeky shit things that I like. I like that. I'm into all that shit. I believe in that stuff. And so it was the easiest way to get these videos to those channels. I had to upload them onto YouTube, so I uploaded them onto this channel. And if you haven't seen it, man, check it out, because there were some fucking lights in the sky over the Vegas Strip, and then they faded out, and then they will pop up at the South Point Hotel and Casino. That's where I go see all my movies. They popped up over there, which is, you know, several miles away from the Strip. I was bugging. There was no explanation for this. I'm not saying I'm an avid UFO hunter, but I love to always keep my eyes in the sky. You know, I'm always looking up. If certain comic books ever taught me anything, like Invincible, is like people never look up, and that's why superheroes get to fly away easy, and because nobody looks up. I look up constantly because I'm always looking for shit in the sky. I always want to see something freaky to say, hey, guess what? I saw a UFO. Well, last Wednesday, not only did I see a UFO or UFOs, I recorded them and I filmed them, and they are up on the channel for your viewing pleasures. Parts 1, 2, and 3. There's a lot more that I filmed on my phone, but the phone camera absolutely sucks. I put some up on Facebook Live on my personal joint, but again, the phone sucks. But what I'm going to do is upload the phone videos also, and I'm going to make like one long video. I'm going to just splice it all together, and I'll throw that up on the channel soon. But Chris, let me ask you, man. You're from New York, so you've seen your fair share of craziness. Do you check out those videos I threw up?
Yeah, man. I think they was looking for the family out of Area 51.
I was saying, man, I was like, yo, it reminded me of the Phoenix Lights from like the 90s. It was just fucking astonishing. Like, yo, these things are right there. The news, nothing. Zip. I heard zero shit on the news about what this was. So I'm like, come on, man. And it was fucking right there, plain as day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. But I'm still like, I can't believe, yo, I seen that. I mean, yesterday we was at the concert, and I just kept looking up because we were pretty much in the vicinity of where they were popping up over the Strip. So I kept looking up, and you know, maybe I see something. But yeah. So if you guys like UFOs, okay, and again, I'm calling them UFOs because they unidentified floating objects. That's what they were. They were just stationary right there in the sky. They weren't falling like a flare would eventually, you know, fall and flicker out. They were just stationary. And then they would disappear, and then they would reappear in a different position, and then they would disappear, and then they would reappear in a different location. So, yeah, it was insane, man. It was absolutely insane. But that kind of leads us into this offbeat topic of the week, which is the top 5 UFO movies, not alien movies, so no Ripley, okay? But the top 5 UFO movies could be alien invasions, because of course they got to come down here in their spaceships and whatnot. But we're not talking xenomorphs. We're talking straight up top 5 UFO movies. Our favorites. We're not gonna run it down and say what's number 1, because I just found out earlier today that my good friend here, C. Monty, has not seen the best damn UFO movie ever made, and that's a damn shame. So
yeah,
we can't argue no points there because I win. But yeah, so let me throw this at you, brother. Off the top of your head, what's some UFO movies that come to mind that you actually like, but you don't think you would put in like a top 5 category? I know that's like, I'm throwing it right at you, but I see your haircut now, so I don't have to wait to get through all that hair right into your brain. It's just good to go.
All right, so we're talking like exclusively like UFO alien invasion type movies, right?
Yeah, you know, like Independence Day.
Yeah.
E.T. Yeah, I don't, you know, maybe not E.T., but
I mean, yeah, I would definitely put Independence Day on that list. Battle L.A. I know a lot of people give that movie shit, but I loved Battle L.A.
Yeah, man, that's
Battle Austin. Right now, I'm just listing, like, this is no particular order of their rankings.
Right.
So, Independence Day, Battle Los Angeles, Fire in the Sky.
Woo-hoo.
What was that? Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh,
Technically an alien invasion movie.
It sure is.
And, damn, what could be a 5th one to round that out?
Hey, let me help you. Skyline.
Fuck Skyline. Yeah, I really can't think of, like, I would throw Close Encounter of the Third Kind, but that would be disingenuous because, as you were mentioning earlier, I haven't actually seen that movie. I was planning to see it this week during the 4K re-release. But I've heard amazing things about it. Like, I'm assuming that it's probably one of the better UFO movies.
Oh, it is.
So, yeah, I'll probably throw that on there, just off of the strength of its classic status.
Yeah, I love that movie, man. That's my number one movie, for real. As far as UFO movies are concerned, alien stuff, whatever. It's just a good fucking film. I'm trying to... See, when you see this movie, this is a conversation I definitely have to have with you because I don't know how to categorize this movie. It's not a science fiction movie. Spielberg says it's not a science fiction movie, but I'm like, what is this then? Is it like an adventure? Because it's not really an action movie. There's no action. I don't know. It's hard to classify this movie.
So if we're gonna go with movies I actually have seen, it just clicked in my head. The original Days the Earth Stood Still.
It's a great fucking movie. You didn't like the remake with Keanu?
Not really as much. Like it was decent and everything like that, but that movie. That was when Jaden Smith was still fucking annoying as shit. So
he was in that.
That could. I'll give an honorable mention to Mars Attacks.
Dude. Yes, sir. No, that's that's an underrated gem. I don't think a lot of people understand how good that movie is because of its campy, quirky qualities. But that's a fun movie, man.
Yeah.
That's like one of Tim Burton's best.
Great.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, that's a good one. That one slipped my radar. That's good shit. Yeah, I definitely Independence Day is up on my list. Battle LA, yeah, I love that movie. I'm with you. That was a good fucking movie, man. That's the type of movie I wanted to see from like an alien invasion movie. Boots on the ground, guerrilla warfare style war, and so fucking good. I really did like it. It's a simple movie, man. It's a simple movie. They don't try to bombard you with scientific mumbo jumbo. It's just straightforward. These are the troops that we're gonna rock with, and we gotta stop a threat no one's ever encountered before. I want a zombie movie like that. I'm dead serious. Like, there's an excerpt in World War Z where I think it's the Battle of upstate New York somewhere. What the hell is it? Battle of Yonkers. Thank you. I would love to see that. You know what I mean? That flavor in a zombie movie. That's the action buff for me.
But that's why I was so tight at what happened. Not to get off, because I know you're talking about UFO movies. Not to get off topic. That's what
Hold up. It's a Drunkcast. I tell it from the top. We're going all over the place.
But yes, it's just like I was so annoyed with how they did World War Z because the Battle of Yonkers, just reading that segment in the book, that's such a cinematic segment.
Yeah.
And it deserved to be like a segment in a movie.
Yep.
Like that deserves to be visualized on screen. It's fucking phenomenal. I want to see that story. I want to see the two swordsmen from Japan.
Oh, absolutely.
And I want to see the underwater battles. Oh. The dudes at the oil rig.
Yeah.
And the sewers in France. Scary that was a dope segment too.
That's probably the only part of the book that actually scared me. It's very claustrophobic, very dark. And when all the dead is that's fucking freaky. I agree though, the Battle of Yonkers. See, and that's what I didn't understand with the World War Z movie. To me, it's as simple as ABC. You make a movie in the style of Creepshow where you do vignettes.
Yeah, that should have been a mini-series, like on HBO, like an actual setup as like a documentary where they're interviewing the people who were involved, like the fictional people, whatever, like that. Like, because the way that book is set up, that Max Brooks set that book up as like an actual historical account of a real-life event, even though obviously it's fictional because there hasn't been a worldwide zombie outbreak. But the way it was set up as like a real-world account of a real-life event, seeing that visualized on screen would have been so amazing. I don't like how they took it. Like, we're just going to get the option rights to live off the title, and we're going to do a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Is this...
Well, all right, let me ask you a question, though. Because I agree with you. you know, I loved that book so much that when I heard they were going to make this movie, I was so scared because I'm like, you have to do it the right way. And that's not what we got. But let me ask you, overall, what did you think about the movie? Did you enjoy the movie for what it was? Or just like, fuck it?
Nah.
Yeah?
A bloodless zombie movie is like, it's not even worth it, bro. You have the part where she gets bitten and she goes to chop off her arm and it cuts away. It's like, yo, if you're doing a zombie movie, you need blood at some point. You can't do a PG-13 zombie movie. There's no point to it. It's a horror film.
You know what? I agree with you there. I did enjoy that movie. I gotta be honest. To spite myself, I remember the first time I watched it, I'm not going to lie, man, I went through unconventional means to watch it. So I was like hating on the fucking movie as it was. I was like, fuck this. Fuck this dumb movie. But it was just really, really dark. And a really bad copy. You know what I'm saying? But then when I did watch it, like legit, I was like, oh, fuck. And I watched it again. And I was like, damn, I don't hate this movie. And then I watched it with my wife and it scared the shit out of her because she don't like the idea of the dead coming back, but she absolutely despises the idea that they're fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she's okay with Romero zombies, but when shit starts to run and jump and make, I don't know, giant zombie fucking walls, and no, she freaks out. But I did enjoy that movie, even though it's not what the book is. There's certain things from the book that they little pieces they pulled, but they didn't even flesh out. It was like kind of like lost in translation in the background. But outside of that, man, I kind of dug the movie. I think they're making a sequel. If I'm not mistaken.
I think so too.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. All I know is your HBO documentary style series. That's 100%. Dude. If I had money and you said threw that in my face, let's go to HBO. Let's fucking go. Yeah. I'm backing this. I want to back that. Yeah. But fucking zombies, bro. Give me the creeps. Speaking of fucking zombies and aliens, dude, there's a movie from Australia called The Undead. I don't know if you ever seen it. It's a fucking fun movie too. It's really wacky and it gets you all the gore you want, right? It's zombies and there's aliens and UFOs in it too. So it's really cool, really fun. If you haven't checked out The Undead, check that one out. Just for a wacky, campy, good time, but it's actually it turns out to be an actually good movie, you know? Kind of like Dead Snow. You ever seen Dead? We went from UFOs to zombies quick. Fuck it. Halloween's coming.
Word. Dead Snow, I remember hearing about, but I never actually went. That's the one that's the one with the zombie Nazis, right?
Yep.
I never actually got around to checking that out.
The first one was good. Surprisingly good. The second one is fucking bonkers. Like, just wacky shit, dude. But I enjoy it. Like, I laugh at the second one more. There's some pretty good, not frightening moments, but, you know, there's some moments in the first one where it feels like a horror movie. You know what I mean? Whereas in the second one, it's like Evil Dead 2. You know, it's more for laughs, but it's still good. You know, it's still like, okay. It's not as good as the first, in my opinion, but it's still good. I think they're making a part 3, which is insanity.
By the way,
yep.
Speaking of undead and snow, we never did get around to doing that Game of Thrones podcast.
I already put. Let's talk some Game of Thrones before we get back to that UFO thing. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the Drunkcast. This is what we're doing today. It's all over the place. We started late, as a matter of fact. What is it? It's 4:30 over here. It's 1:30 over here. We started this podcast late. But we ain't got to work tomorrow, so fuck it. Do you got to work tomorrow?
Not till 10.
Oh, all right, good. All right. Drunkcast full effect. The Geek Out. You know what? Yeah, we actually do have enough to make this an official Geek Out, I guess, then. Game of Thrones, Season 7. I waited till the last weekend to binge watch the whole fucking thing. And I got just one word for this season. A glorious. That shit was fucking dope.
It really was, bro.
Dude, every fucking episode, I was zoned in. That's never happened with me in Game of Thrones. Always towards the end, I start to zone in and like, oh, everything's coming together. This shit was just like, all right, we set everything up. Here it goes. And I was like, oh my God, we're in crunch time now.
Yeah.
From episode 1 to episode 7, nonstop. Just yeah, dude. I don't think I had a problem with any fucking episode.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, because a lot of the people that I talk to about Game of Thrones and everything, a lot of my friends and some of the forums I go to were complaining about this season. They're talking about like the writing fell off or whatever like that, because they were more into like the political intrigue of it, like the houses going against each other and everything like that. So my thing is like, all right, maybe they didn't handle the transition from that type of story to the overall fantasy story as well as they could have.
Right.
But like, you guys got to realize this was always what the show was going to be.
Yep.
The opening shot of the first season is the people of the Night's Watch running into the White Walkers. That was setting up what the whole arc of the story was going to be. It was them overcoming the White Walkers and, whatever, like uniting Westeros and everything. But for all the people who were saying, oh, the show is better when it's about the political intrigue, like, you're watching the wrong show, bro. Like, this is always going to be about the people of Westeros versus the White Walkers and overcoming the threat of the Night's King. Like, it was always going to be a fantasy story.
Yeah.
The political intrigue was cool and it was fun to watch, like the clever ways these people bounced off each other. But it was always going to come back to, we have to defeat the White Walkers or we're all fucking dead.
Absolutely.
And that's what the season was about. And I loved all the epic battle. Yo, the opening shot of the first episode with Arya disguised as Walder Frey.
Wow.
Like, there was so many great lines in this season and everything, but my favorite one was that opening scene where he says, leave one wolf alive and the sheep are never safe. I was like, that's goddamn right, Arya. The sheep are never safe as long as one wolf is alive.
Speaking of Arya, Maisie Williams, she's gonna blossom into a beautiful young lady. She's a cute little, was she 17, But she's amazing on that show. I love her on that show. More than Sansa, but I think Sansa this season too.
Sansa stepped it up.
She stepped it
That's
up.
why, like, Sansa had the whole thing. It's like with Peter Baelish. She's like, I'm a slow learner. That's true. Like, yeah. So, but I do learn. Like, yeah, you fucking do learn, don't you?
So, all right. Jump off right from the fucking start. That the first episode, there really wasn't any action. The action picked up. The fourth episode is when shit really went crazy. When Daenerys was like, "Fuck it, you know what? I'm going to go do this shit." But I mean, from everything to
that loot train scene.
Yeah, exactly. That was crazy. But from everything from Jon Stark saying, "You know what? I got an invite to go meet this Queen Mother of Dragon shit," and no, don't go. Don't. I got to do what I got to do. We need to help. We know what's coming.
Yeah.
We know what's coming. To him leaves and Sansa, to him choking Littlefinger in the graves, underground in the burial sites was. I love that. He was. I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
I got no problem killing you. He don't.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this though. I was like, I didn't see Littlefinger. I didn't see that coming this season at all.
Yeah, I unfortunately read one of the spoilers that leaked off that HBO hack. So
Yeah.
I read that scene was going to happen. But it was still epic when it did happen. I still loved it because I have been waiting since season 1 for Littlefinger to get his comeuppance for kicking this whole thing off.
Oh yeah.
Like, that whole war of the 5 kings and all that shit was because of him with the plot against Jon Arryn.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting since the beginning for his mother to come up. And I love that scene so much. I know you're trying to, like...
No, it doesn't matter. We jump around. Don't matter.
But, like, I love that scene so much because for all his scheming and all his plotting and all his clever little things, and he has this thing in place and this thing in place, and I like to see things from all angles so I know it's coming at all times. To see him get caught off guard like that and try to scramble to turn it back around, and when he realized there was no way he was coming out of it, he just dropped to his knees. Sansa, please. Please, Sansa.
I loved you. I loved your mother. I love this family.
But you betrayed her, and you betrayed me.
Yeah.
I love that thing when he was like, I deny it. None of you were there. None of you saw what happened. And Bran was like, so you held a knife to my father's throat, and you said, I did warn you not to trust me. I'm the three-eyed raven. I see everything, so. Like, Aiden played that scene perfectly, because when she said that, I was like, how do you respond to these charges? Lord Baelish, he did that wide-eyed, wait, what?
All of a sudden, fucking Quicksilver runs in. What? You didn't see it coming? And then runs away?
And then that real shit-eating grin that Arya had on her face when she turned to and said, my sister asked you a question.
Yeah. Word.
Sansa, forgive me. I'm a little bit confused.
Get in there.
Such a great moment. I don't know how people can say the writing fell off this season. That was so fucking phenomenal.
That's what, dude. I said the same exact thing. I said, because again, like I said, it always takes till like episode 5 or 6 for me to start zoning in. But from episode 1 of this season, I was locked in, and I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there like, this can't be this good. Come on, I'm supposed to be sleeping right now. And we went through it in episode 2, same thing. Episode 3, same thing. Everything was just getting better and better. Bend the knee, fuck you. I was like, get him, Jon Snow. Fuck her. Like, for real. And then it happened, and I was like, wait a minute.
The scene was dope, too. It was like, you know, I've been sold and like a and bred like a broodmare and blah, blah, and all this, and I believe in myself. And Jon Snow's just like, yeah, that's cool and all, but we got these zombies up north. We like,
yeah, I don't think you understand. I don't give a fuck what you
like,
do.
Not in this position at all. Like, there was no wiggle room for him. He's like, wait, you know, I'm glad for all you've accomplished, but fucking ice zombies. So let's get focused.
It's so good, man. It's so good. And I love, you know, everything. And just her going back to home, you know what I mean? Damn, it's such a good. Okay, all right. Let's talk about the real deal of this motherfucking season. The real deal is fucking Cersei's, bro. Cersei's the real deal. And I'm gonna tell you something. There's never been a moment that scared me more from a villain in anything, movies, video games, television, than Cersei when she kissed that girl's daughter in front of her and said, now you get to watch her die and rot. Whoa. See, I'm falling out my chair. I'm goddamn falling. Dude, that right there, that was that's the pimp moment of the fucking century right there. That shit, what she did to that woman, what she said there were a million ways I was thinking of trying to kill you, and then I said, fuck that. And she took the prettiest one, and fuck you, you ruined Colleen Wing for me, but you know what? I forgive you.
My bad.
Yeah. But you know, she took the prettiest one and gave it a kiss of death, man. That shit was fucked up. You were gonna sit there and you will watch her rot. And you ain't gonna die. We are going to feed you. Like, dude. And then the chains only let them go so close. Like, that's... yeah, yo. Cersei don't play. She don't play. Let me ask you a question. Oh, matter of fact, I think this is your theory. I think this was your theory. That Cersei is not pregnant? And she's just using that...
I don't believe it.
I like that theory, man. I really do like that theory.
Yeah, I don't think she's actually pregnant. She's trying to use that to manipulate Jaime. Jaime's gonna kill her.
Who's killing Jaime though?
Huh?
Who's killing Jaime?
I don't know whether or not Jaime's gonna die, but I do feel like because you have to. I'm not sure if you remember the prophecy from the frog, the frog witch or whatever like that. That Cersei went to a fortune teller when she was young. And the fortune teller said that you're gonna have 3 children with beautiful golden crowns, like beautiful golden hair. They're all gonna die, and then the Valankar, which is Valyrian for little brother, is gonna strangle you to death. And I'm convinced that that the little brother that they're referring to is gonna be Jaime, because Jaime's technically younger than Cersei by about like 3 seconds or some shit.
Okay,
they're fraternal twins, but Cersei was born first.
So they're not doing the whole, they're leading you to believe it might be Tyrion, but that's a throw off. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
I think Jaime's gonna, because we see how far Jaime's come along to realizing who Cersei is.
Yeah.
This season. And then there's that final moment where he's like, you promised to send the troops. Like, we both saw what was there.
Yeah.
This is bigger than fucking house versus house and everything like that. Like,
and she was scared. And she was scared. Yeah. Like, out of the whole scene, she was like freaking the fuck out. Like, oh shit, get that shit away from me. Everybody else was backing up like, oh shit. But that was the first time you saw like legit fear from Cersei outside of like, let's say when her son died, was poisoned, and she was genuinely afraid.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. Like, Jaime is loyal to his family. He loves his family. He loves everyone. He loves his father. He loves Cersei. He even loves Tyrion.
Yep.
Like, Jaime was probably the only one out of everyone in the Lannisters that actually legitimately loved Tyrion.
Mm-hmm.
But Jaime also, for as much as he's done on behalf of the Lannister family and some of the shady shit that he's done, we know from like the Mad King scenario, he broke his oath to kill the Mad King because the Mad King was going to kill everyone. Jaime is not about watching innocent people die.
Yeah.
For all his plotting and scheming and playing, his part in the Game of Thrones and everything like that, he's not about to let the entire fucking population of Westeros get overrun with ice zombies. So when he realized that Cersei is willing to make that same sacrifice that the Mad King was going to make, killing everyone for his own personal gain or whatever like that, like, Jaime's done with Cersei. And if Cersei tries to pull any fucking shit, I'm legit in the feeling like Jaime's like, I'll kill you just like I killed Eris.
His face at the end of that episode when he was leaving her, after she said what she said, that face told a lot of stories there. That was, Speaking of Tyrion.
There was one thing that was funny to me. When he's riding away and you see the snow start to fall and everything like that, and then you hear like the chorus going, and they're doing like the Game of Thrones, but like a choral for us. Like, is this the fucking Game of Thrones Christmas special?
No, it can't be a Christmas special without some animation.
Like this chorus of the Game of Thrones theme. I'm like, this is like very Christmas right now. Like, this is the Game of Thrones Christmas card moment.
Now, listen, I saw some weird shit. I don't know how much, because I really don't. I like the show. I understand your fanaticism with the show because you know this shit. If I get you and my best friend, y'all will have hours upon hours of just getting into it because that's how deep y'all get into it, and I love it. I'm not that deep into the show, but I love it.
Like, I sadly know more about the politics of Game of Thrones than I do about the politics of our own fucking country. Like,
it seems like that's true, dude.
I can't tell you who anyone below Paul Ryan is, but you want to know an individual of House fucking Martell or like the fucking time, like, I'll tell you all that shit.
Speaking of the Tyrells, my favorite character in Game of Thrones sadly met her demise. Thank God we didn't get to see it, but we knew
she went out like a fucking G though.
Boy, if Cersei had the scariest moment of that show, the most horrifying moment when she straight up told that girl this, then Madame Tyrell had the greatest troll moment on that show. Because she trolled the shit. She fucked him hard.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, I didn't want to kill you harsh. I didn't want it to be pain. Like, he like you said before, Jaime's not that dude. Even though he did push a 10-year-old kid out the fucking window. I'm just saying. Master Skywalker. You know what I'm saying? He killed younglings. or he attempted to kill younglings. But the heart that man had, especially when it came down to her, and for her to say, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta be vicious. I killed your son, bitch. Oh, no. Oh,
like, I wouldn't want it to be like clawing at my own throat like your son and everything like that. It's the most horrible thing I've ever witnessed. Not at all what I intended. You see, I'd never seen the poison work. And then she looked at him and said, "Tell Cersei I want her to know it was me."
And yo, so right there I was like, does Jaime take this to his grave, or will he tell Cersei? But I guess he had to tell Cersei because Cersei was convinced it was Tyrion.
Yo, I gotta give credit to I can't remember his Nikolai Kozlo. I can't remember how to say his name, but the dude who plays Jaime, because that look he got on his face when she told him that, like, I legit thought he was gonna pull out the sword right there and just stab her.
Me too.
Like, you ain't waiting for the poison. Like, you're done.
I thought the same thing. He ate that.
Yeah.
But see, that's my
after that.
Yeah, but see, and that's the whole thing, though. It's like they're painting Jaime in this different light. They've been doing it actually throughout the series. You know, when he was captured.
That's one of my favorite things is the redemption story of like when he sits there and he tells the story of what happened between him and the Mad King to Brienne of Tarth, and he was saying, like, you know, the thing about the wildfire and everything like that. Like, yo, like, he's been carrying this burden for most of his life, for people calling him the Oathbreaker and the Kingslayer and everything like that. And he sits there like, I've been holding this weight. These motherfuckers don't know what was happening. This dude was about to fucking kill everyone in King's Landing. I did what I did to save motherfuckers. And I understand that I broke my oath because I swore to protect the king. But this dude was about to kill everyone who was in the city at that time. And I couldn't let that. So, like, you have to have a lot of respect for Jaime that he never told anyone this until he told Brienne. He had been carrying that weight of being ostracized and judged and everything like that for his entire fucking life.
Yeah.
Knowing that he saved people, but people were vilifying him for how he went about it. So much respect for that man.
See, and that's the tragic Shakespearean tragedy story with Jaime Lannister right there, because it's like, yeah, you gotta feel bad for this dude, but he's still a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really is
he's definitely still done bad things.
Yeah. And he knows he's doing the wrong things. He's doing the bad things. I mean, yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how his story ties up, how it all ends up, I should say. Whether they kill him off or not, it's going to be very interesting. But, yeah, she went out like a champ, Lady Tyrell. And, you know, he had to tell Cersei because, like you said before, he loves Tyrion. And she hates Tyrion. And then when that meeting between Tyrion and Cersei happened, and she was spitting venom at him, and he was like, I love the children. Dude, I can't even lie, I was choked up. I was like, because...
Despite all the animosity between us, I love those fucking kids.
Exactly, dude.
You know I love those goddamn kids. Except for Joffrey, because Joffrey was a piece of shit. But... Myrcella and Tommen, I fucking love those kids.
Dude, that was a strong moment right there, man. That was a strong moment. Oh man, what a fucking season. Let's talk about some of the action pieces, all right? Let's start off with the first one. The fucking boats. When the Iron what are they? Ironborn, right?
The Ironborn, yeah.
When they came in the middle of the night while everybody was going to... Where the fuck? Were they going to Westeros?
They were headed to Casterly Rock.
Casterly Rock. No, I thought Casterly Rock was the Unsullied.
Right. I think they were going to... Fuck, where were they going? I think they might have been going back to wherever the Martells are from. Dorne.
Yes, okay. So, we start with that. That was the first big action sequence of this season. And holy shit, did it deliver. I mean, that's notwithstanding what comes next. And that's one of the things why I love this season. Like, I couldn't believe that the set pieces, the action scenes we got in this season in 7 episodes. I mean, look, the Red Wedding was a slaughter. That wasn't even a whole fight. It was a slaughter, but it was just like the shock value from it. Daenerys in the fucking the gladiator circle fighting off all the guys in the mat. Like, that was insane. Anything with Dothraki. We got some Dothraki action in this, boy. Woo!
Did we?
But the fucking ships coming in at night and destroying their armada was fucking gorgeous. It was so dark. It was so moody. The tone was perfect. Dude, it was the best Pirates of the Caribbean movie I ever saw. And it lasted 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit. It was fucking violent, bloody, brutal, gruesome, everything. Everything. And both sides were going at it. Yo, when Colleen Wayne come out there and she got her whip, her sister with the... Like, I was like, come on. Like, I was freaking the fuck out. Homegirl with her mom downstairs and her little dagger. Come on. I was freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Stupid reek.
Yeah, there were
fucking asshole and his sister. Because that's a bad bitch. And pardon my French, ladies, I'm sorry, but you know, if you see Game of Thrones, you know for a fact that the queen of the Ironborn is a bad bitch. And the way he just, like, pussied out. That's another dude that needs to die next year. I don't give a fuck. He got no redemption. He needs to cut his dick off already. They did it already. He's done. Kill him now. He's a bum. I hate him. I hate that character. But, yeah. So
I get where a lot of the vitriol is coming from and everything like that. But, I mean, let's be honest. In that scenario, what was he going to do? They'd both be dead.
Okay, but it's still, regardless of the situation, they both be dead. That is, in this world, that is what you do as royalty. That's it's in your blood. That's your uncle who is usurping the throne. You know what I'm saying? Your throne, or your sister's throne, who you just pledged your life to, who just 5 minutes prior said he stays. I trust him with my life. And then the kid jumps off the fucking boat. No, come on, man. You got to go down fighting.
I get this is what I'm saying. His decision was absolutely made out of cowardice, but from a strategic point of view, it actually makes sense what he did. Because you're right, the uncle was usurping the throne. If he gave the uncle a reason to eliminate them both in that moment, there's no competition. There's no one going back to take him off that throne. Kiara's gone. Theon's gone. From a strategic point of view, running away and living to fight another day was the smarter move. Because it gives them time to plan up and rally forces and go back after Europe.
I can't
he
even
made the move out of cowardice.
Yeah.
So I do respect it. You know, I do honor the fact that people saying, you know, he was being a bitch. But if he had been if Deshaun made it more clear that he was making a decision from a strategic point of view, I think it's more respected.
I concede to that point. I get it. That makes all the sense in the world. In that regard, yeah. I still don't like him, but absolutely agree with that 100%.
He accidentally made the smarter move by being a bitch. Like,
yeah. I mean, but, you know, he came back. The kid's not a punk. He's a punk, but the kid's not. He's strong. You know what I'm saying? He's not a weakling. I think that whole Reek shit mentally broke him, but he's always been an asshole.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. When him and Jon Snow saw each other for the first time in a long time, I said, kill him, Jon Snow, kill him. I don't give a fuck. Kill him. Spill his blood on Daenerys' land. I don't give a fuck. Kill him. But, you know, I can't wait to see how that plays out. These little threads that they leave wide open for the finale and the way they've been tying things up little by little, Littlefinger, for instance, just, it's so perfect. And again, like you said, I don't know why people are complaining about the writing. No, it's good. It's exactly where it needs to be in the final act of a fucking show.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. We start wrapping shit up now. So it should be no surprise. They said this is going to last this many seasons. It's time to wrap it up. But yeah, so let me ask you, the battle at sea, your thoughts, man?
I liked it. There were elements of it that I felt were just slightly late. For instance, like, I get it. It's the cover of night and the fog and everything like that, but seriously, nobody saw those ships coming. There was no one watching on it. So the fact that it was like the element of surprise thing seemed kind of like a little off to me. And like, how did Euron rally all these boats at the last minute and come get them? So there's that. There was also the aspect of like, I get that even in the books, the way Euron is written is like he's supposed to be like a beast, like he's a berserker. Okay. He's fucking, when he comes to battle and everything like that, he's a fucking monster. He's written that way, and it's understandable. But that dude took some serious fucking hits in that fight.
He did.
Serious hits. I don't care how tough you are and how much your adrenaline is racing and everything like that. Your adrenaline may be keeping you up, but your body's like, yo, this fucking spear to the fucking stomach. Like, he took some serious hits. And then he still was like fucking holding the bitch up with one hand and stuff like that. Like, it got a little far-fetched from that angle, but it was still an amazing fight.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It was cinematically, it was a great fight, but there were certain points where I had to kind of suspend my disbelief just a little bit too much. For these characters being like with no magic behind them, the way that Jon and Daenerys have magic behind them, no fantastical stuff and everything, they're just supposed to be regular people. He kind of came off a little bit more superpowered than maybe he should have. But it was still a cool fight.
Gotcha. Well, speaking of Jon and Daenerys and magical powers, let me ask you, do you think that has something to do with their bloodline? Because, I mean, well, spoilers. Spoilers. Yeah. Here we now know who Jon Snow is.
I think it might. I don't know if it's the bloodline per se, but I think that they're just like whatever this force is, like these two forces, the fire god R'hllor, and then the god of death with the Night's King or whatever like that, whatever those mystical forces are. I believe that Daenerys and Jon. I think it's because you said like Missandei has that thing which you said like it says could be the prince or the princess who was promised.
Yes.
I think it's a little bit of both of them. I think the magic is split between the two of them, and that their joint forces are going to be what wipes out the Night's King and the White Walkers and all that stuff. I think a lot of the magical elements to Jon Snow really had more to do with Melisandre casting that spell, though.
Yeah.
Whereas with Daenerys, it was kind of inborn. Because, like, nothing magically was done to her, but she still, like, survived being burned alive and shit, like, twice.
Twice, yeah.
So I think for her, it's, like, inherent, but with Jon, I think he's just kind of touched by it now because of what was done to him.
Okay, real quick. Help me out here, because like I said, when it comes to Game of Thrones, it's you and my man, y'all the encyclopedias. I just enjoy the ride, and this is a very fun fucking ride. Who is Jon Snow to Daenerys now that we know who he is?
Her nephew.
Her nephew, okay. Just, they don't know that, but, we see Cersei and Jaime. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know,
As of right now, it's sort of forgivable because of the fact that we know that they don't know what their position is. Like that. You can forget, like with Jaime and Cersei, they were fucking twins growing up. They know they're related. They know their brother and sister, and they still fuck each other. So yeah, that's gross. It's nasty. Stop it. But for the fans of the show, it's like, yo, that's kind of gross that the aunt is banging her nephew, but they don't know.
They don't know. Right.
As far as they know, they're two young, attractive strangers. Yeah, they want to fuck each other. Let them. I'm not sure if you saw that meme I posted where it's like a Photoshop of Daenerys and Jon next to. They're like Daenerys is on the horse, kind of like looking at him with a smile, and he's sitting on the episodes, and it says when he keeps warning you that winter is coming, but you just keep thinking about getting 8 inches of snow.
Damn. No. Oh shit! Drunkcast full effect. Man, all right. All right. We talked about the first battle sequence. The second big major battle sequence was obviously episode 4, and the money train. You know what I'm saying? Like Daenerys comes, but it is the Dothraki that steal the fucking show. Well, actually, you know who steals the show there? Jaime's man. I love that guy.
Ron, yeah.
Bro, he steals the fucking show there. I love that dude since the beginning. I love that guy. I got a couple of favorites. Him, Nobody. I fucking love Nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the Faceless Man?
The Faceless Man. I fucking love that guy. The first teacher that taught Arya, the fencing guy, loved him. And of course, Brienne. he's Captain Phasma. So I'm just saying. Outside of like the core group.
You're not a fan of Sandor?
No, actually, my bad. Yeah, I do like the Hound. I do like the Hound a lot, especially this season. There was some. He is funny, man. He is unintentionally funny, and I love that. I love that about him. I love the group he's rocking with. But we're gonna get to that because that's the next battle. But this battle right here, I mean, Cersei's forces got lit the fuck up, literally and figuratively. Like, lit up. That dragon was incinerating and disintegrating motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then the Dothraki was coming through and just maiming everybody. Like, I loved, even before the battle, like, I think it was the first or second episode, where they were talking about how these dirty brutes have stepped foot on our land for the first time ever. Like, and we're going to allow this shit? When she's trying to, rally the rest of the houses to her cause. Oh man, I love this idea.
Her Trump speech?
Sure. It is President Trump, sir. But we really never we've seen them in action, but this was like, here we go, like here we fucking go. And it's definitely a prelude. Like, I cannot wait to see what the fuck we're gonna get in the last season, because now everybody's going to war. But this right here, let me ask you a question. Do you think that the army Jaime was running showed... let me use this analogy. Do you think they could put up a better fight against like a Chicago Bull team with Michael Jordan in his prime? Because that's what I felt that those Thrakis and Daenerys was when they was coming through. And it felt like Jaime's army, those men there, were just like farmers and their sons. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really... It felt so one-sided.
That was the Lannister army, though.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I didn't understand. I was like, wow, but this is the Lannister army. It just felt one-sided because... Okay, so let me ask you this question. Because, again, I don't know. When the Unsullied went to Casterly Rock, and they were like, where is everybody? And then they were all,
marching on
the Tyrell land.
Hightower, yeah.
And then they got everything they had to get, and then boom, here comes those Thrakis and Daenerys, I think like an episode later or whatever. Was that the majority of their army that got lit?
Yeah. Well, it was the second half of the army.
Okay. Yeah, because I was confused. I was like, nah, their whole army ain't wiped out. It can't be. That's impossible. But
so they still see. That's the thing, though. Like, their forces as of right now are mostly decimated. They have about half an army left. That's why Cersei keeps talking about hiring the Golden Company overseas, which I can't wait to see what happens, because she's gonna be trying to hire the Golden Company. But I don't know if you remember Dario Daharis, the guy that was fucking Daenerys when she was still in Essos, like Marine and all that stuff.
No, see, there you go.
Anyway, he came from the Golden Company.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, she left him in charge of her business across the sea in Marine while she came over to Westeros and everything like that. So I'm wondering, how interesting it's going to be. Like, Cersei goes to the Iron Bank to get the loan to hire the Golden Company to come over from Essos or whatever, and then I'm looking forward to seeing when Dario hops off the ship and like, nah, bitch.
I know who you're talking about. Now I know who you're talking about. Yes, and now I know who you're talking. At first,
with you, MC, we rep Daenerys hard.
Man, listen. Okay. Well, okay, so the dragon comes through, decimates everybody, kills everybody. Then we finally get what we want. Ice zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Ice zombies. That's what we want. Like, honestly, I'll be 100% with you. I would not be watching this show if it wasn't for the fact that I saw ice zombies, like you said, the top of the motherfucking show when it first aired, its first episode. Oh, shit. Was it the top? I thought it was the end of the episode.
Very first scene of the first episode was the Night's Watchman on a raid, like going through the forest. It's when they went into the White Walkers.
Okay, yeah. So I love that, and that right there is what kept me hooked. And like you said at the top of this, that's the setup. That's the end game. You know what I'm saying? So here we are. We're at the end game. Jon Snow going to get a White Walker to prove these things are real. And then they get like, oh my god, the fucking bear first off, the polar bear zombie, like what? And then they all come and dude, to say I was not sitting there with my ass clenched and you know what I'm saying, like biting my fingernails off, I'd be lying. I'm sitting there like, I know they're not gonna kill Jon Snow here, but the Hound I was worried about, they killed my boy, the dude that was drinking. I was like, shit. Oh. So there's another dude in that group who, what's her name, Melisandre, brought back to life also, right? Like several times.
No. So I know who you're talking about. That's why am I drawing a blank on his name now? But it was Thoros of Myr who would keep bringing it back. The guy who was drinking out of the flask. He was the priest that kept bringing that guy back. Oh shit! So he's dead now. Yeah. So like, you know, now that Thoros of Myr is dead, if this guy dies again, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on his name. But if he dies this time, there's no one there to bring him, unless Melisandre brings him back. So was that guy Thoros, the guy drinking out of the flask, was he a part of that church? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. Okay, see, that's one of those things in those previous seasons that goes right over my head. I don't pay attention. Like I said, for whatever reason, this season, everything I was zoned in on. But this fight was, not that it was a fight, more, it was a standoff. The White Walkers were stuck because they couldn't go past the ice because they didn't know that, you know, it was ice because they're zombies and they're dumb. But you kind of, you sit there and you're like, all right, first off, everybody had to know Daenerys was going to show up, right? Like, that was so obvious. You know what I mean? The most obvious part of the whole season, Daenerys is going to show up. She's going to see it firsthand, and we're going to get it. What I didn't understand was why she bring 3 dragons. Why would you do that, Mom? Why? You know, and that, I think that right there might have been the lazy writing. You know, we need a MacGuffin here. We need to get some. But I ain't mad at the outcome. They were fighting for the ice dragon. One of them had to go. But see, that also kind of. I'm gonna get to how that kind of puts a damper on one of my fan theories in a second, on a popular fan theory. But there's 2 things I took away from this. Is that fucking Gendry with that warhammer? I loved it. Good God Almighty. Taking after his father. Woo. With the warhammer. Woo! I love that kid too, by the way. Yeah. Don't you need a sword? That's me, or was he looking very Christian Bale-ish this season? Very Christian Bale-ish this season. Not to be confused with Littlefinger Bale-ish. Exactly. But the other thing I took away from this, well, there's a few things, but one of the other major things I took away from this is that we've seen this in the Battle of the Bastards, we've seen this in other things. Jon Snow is a great warrior, tremendous fighter, can hold his own in a battle. He is fucking stupid when it comes to strategy. It's true. Absolutely dumb. You get overwhelmed. These things are charging at you. The dragons come down. Everybody's hopping on the dragon. The first 1 or 2 of the White Walkers that he took down, the whites that he took down, I get. You were clearing space for the dragon to get away. But then you keep moving forward. Mm-hmm. And you keep moving forward. And you keep chopping more down. Yeah. Get on the fucking dragon and leave, John. It's time to go. Like, they're all screaming at him like, yo, let's go. And he's just like, nah, I got this, son. And then fucking my man, the Night's King with the ice spear, just javelin champion of the year. You damn right. Let's take this. Let's take the gold in the Winter Olympics, baby. I'm just tossing that javelin. Which, for starters, I don't know why he aimed for Viserion first when Drogon was like right in front of him. But I get it. The writers wanted to keep Drogon around for a little while, and if he killed Drogon, that kind of paints him into the corner because that means nobody gets away. Yeah. Watching the show from a logical standpoint, like, yo, that dragon is literally right in front of you. Right there. You barely even have to aim. Fucking Jamie. Jamie was going at the dragon. You could close close your eyes, spin around in a circle 3 times, toss the shit, and still probably hit the dragon.
Jamie,
this motherfucking zigzagging through the sky.
That's my whole thing. Like, Jamie was like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna kill this dragon. I'm gonna kill her right now, right in front of her. I don't give a fuck. And then this boy was like, did you not see the fucking dragon looking at you? But yeah, you're 100% right. He's right there. Kill it.
So I love that too that you brought it. I'm not trying to get sad, but when you brought up the Jamie thing, because I love how in the next episode, after the loot train in episode 5, when it opens up with Ron pulling him out of the river and everything like that, Jamie said the exact thing that I thought must have been on his mind. I said, this has to be going through Jamie's head. He said, that was only one of them.
Yep.
No way we're winning this war.
Yep.
And then, like, even when Cersei deduced, like, you know, she only had 2 dragons, like, where was the third one? First of all, maybe the third one was still at Dragonstone protecting her interests over there so nobody tries to raid and you have dragon burn people up. Think about that, Cersei? No, you only think about yourself. But like, even though she deduced that they were down 1 dragon, they were possibly down 1 dragon, that they only had 2 left and everything like that, Jamie was still like, it doesn't matter she only has 2. They're fucking dragons, and they're fucking huge, and we can't take them, bitch. Like, we're gonna lose this war. The best thing we can do for ourselves now is try to form some kind of peace. If this chick is sitting here saying, I will put aside our differences, and we're gonna draw a truce and everything like that. If you march with us and take out these ice zombies, Cersei, think about it. When all is said and done, and it's time to like, make the decision to bend the knee, she might say, hey, I should eliminate you because of my political enemies, but you did the right thing in the end, so I'm going to let you continue to be the fucking lords of Castle Rock. Just don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Like, angling yourself for that position, but if you're still going to maintain a position of war, like, bitch, we can't beat these dragons. We had the giant crossbow thing. It got hit in the wing, and it still fucking almost killed me, bitch. Like, it barely did shit.
And there's 3 of them. Yo, let me ask you a question. Do you think Cersei even... I mean, yes. All right. This is going to sound fucked up, but do you think Cersei even cares now about her dead children?
Nah.
No, right? Like, because like, when you said she only thinks about herself... It's like, yeah, she put her kids on a throne, but she was running that shit. It was all her. Especially the second one, the second boy. That was all Cersei. Because Joffrey was a little prick. You know what I'm saying? Joffrey was like, yeah, Mom, fuck you. She probably wanted to see Joffrey die. You know what I'm saying? She was like, yeah, if he dies, he dies. Fuck it. Little Drago. But,
That's my thing. Like, I think... she doesn't care anymore. Like, she's gotten to the point where she doesn't care about it anymore. But it's not because she never cared. It's because all 3 are dead. She's broken. She's lost everything that she's really kind of cared about. So now she's at the point she's just like, fuck everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I need to do for myself.
Not even her people. That's the crazy thing. But, yeah, that's a real, like, legit political climate. That's happening right now. It's so fucking scary.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, that whole sequence beyond the wall when they're trying to catch it, it's like, it just made me realize Jon is not a strategist at all.
Nope.
He really isn't. He's not an intelligent strategist. He did not plan that shit out. That shit was so funny to me when the Hound was throwing the rock and it hit the guy in the jaw, and he threw the other one and slid across, and he's just like, fuck. They're going to realize now the shit is frozen. Which, again, from a logistics standpoint, doesn't really make sense.
Yep.
Just because the ice supported the weight of the rock doesn't mean it's going to support the weight of all these zombies.
Okay, even still, the king is sitting right there. I'm sure he knew this shit. It's frozen. Send them in. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, unless he was just waiting for them to die of frostbite. Freeze to death, and then go in and do his thing, touch them, and... He was
ready. The Night's King played all of them. He was waiting for those fucking dragons to show up. He knew. Somehow he knew. See, I think the Night's King can warg like Bran can. I think he has the sight, too, a little bit.
Now, that was something I was thinking of, because I saw... again, you're my man with the encyclopedia head. My other man is the man with the encyclopedia head. I'm just a dude watching the show and enjoying the ride. But I seen a couple of things that were saying that Bran and the Night King have, like, this connection. Like, Bran is the Night King in the future. Like, what, how, what is going on with the time travel shit?
I've seen the fan theories. I definitely think there's a connection between the Night King and the Stark family. And I think they've been giving us visual cues. I'm not sure if you saw this, but there's an image.
I saw it. The wolf.
Yeah, the wolf head, like the White Walkers forms the wolf head. So I think they're trying to send us those visual cues that there is some kind of connection. I wouldn't say that Bran Stark like went back, because there was a theory that like he was trying to get inside and he went back in time like he did with the Hodor situation.
Yeah.
And get stuck in the Night King's head. I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but I think there's some kind of vision, some kind of connection regarding like the visions that he has, and then like I think the Night King has an ability to be a vision, to be a warg and like have visions and stuff like that. I think there's some kind of connection there that the Night King was a Stark and he had the same abilities that Bran has.
Uh-huh. All right, listen. The Night King now has a dragon. That dragon, I thought was going to spit ice. It spit Godzilla blue. You saw the hashtag. I ain't playing. When I saw that, I lost my motherfucking mind. I saw, oh shit,
Yeah.
It looked like an atomic breath from my motherfucking favorite Godzilla. It was beautiful, and they decimated that wall.
That was the second time I got nervous, because that was the second time this season where it looked like that Tormund, the Tormund Giantsbane, I thought he was going to eat it this time. I'm like, yo, do not fucking kill Tormund, man.
Yeah, that's another one of my favorites, by the way. I forgot to mention him. Yeah, I love him. Because him and Brienne need to, they got to get together.
It's long enough to bang Brienne.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Give it to us. They need a child. A child as strong as both of them, man. But holy shit, yeah, I was scared shit. I mean, we don't even know his fate. We don't know what happens yet. The wall came down. Yeah. The wall came down. We saw them running. And then, you got that visual cue, like you said. It looked like the Stark's banner. Direwolf?
The Direwolf.
And that was another cool scene when Arya was in the woods by herself.
Got into Nymeria.
Yeah, that was really cool. And then she just, like, the wolf was just like, I back down. I ain't fucking with you no more. See ya. Like, I respect you.
I recognize who you are. I'm not going to eat you, but you've changed, bitch.
Exactly. I mean, there was so much cool shit that happened this season, man. Honestly. And, again, like you said, at the end, Cersei just saying, fuck everything. We're not fucking with these people. We're not doing this. You know what I'm saying? We're going to win. Let them spread themselves thin. We go right in, rip them apart, handle whatever comes next. Nah, it don't work like that. We know what comes next. That's what I love about it. Which is probably my only gripe of the season. And that was what we started off with, the Littlefinger thing. And it's not even like a massive gripe, and it's going to sound, it's just like a nitpick for me. But watching that scene, like, I didn't see it coming. You know what I mean? Like, but that to me felt like something we should have seen coming, because they set up the Sansa Arya argument fight thing. You know what I'm saying? And if they were plotting, I would have liked to see more of that, because they just got back together and we know that they love each other. But to see how different both of them are, and they even say it, they even say as much. Like, Arya straight up was like, you ain't the same. And Sansa doesn't straight up say, well, no, she actually does. She basically says, you don't know what I've been through. And Arya's like, bitch, are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw Dad get beheaded. I saw it. You were standing right there. That was one of the things that kind of bothered me. And I'm looking at this at like a completely like different perspective, like from a wrestler's perspective. In wrestling, we don't get to see behind the scenes. So when that switch happens, it's like, yeah. But in a show like this, that, we get to see the behind the scenes, I would have liked to see them plotting a bit. So when that did happen, you're like, here it comes. And then the payoff would have been sweet nectar.
And that's the thing, I completely agree with you, because I've had this conversation with a bunch of people, and I'm 100% with you on that. Is that everything that was going on with the Sansa Arya, situation felt like it was like being forcefully misdirected, so that when the moment happened, when they turned on Peter Baelish, you're caught off guard by it, and you're like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming.
Yep.
But it was so inorganic the way they were setting it up, because there was no reason. I mean, they're alone by themselves, and there's nothing to clue you into the fact that Peter Baelish might be spying on them. You kind of know because of who Peter Baelish is that he's probably spying on them, but there's no visual cues in the thing. So
yeah,
they're by themselves having these conversations. Like, who are they putting this actor on for? Who's watching them?
Exactly. That's my whole point.
So it legit seemed like there was a real tension between them.
And it was cool.
There was supposed to be a deleted scene. I don't know if you read about this. Supposed to be a deleted scene where, like, while she was trying to get advice on how to deal with Arya, Sansa actually goes to Bran. So I need your help. And Bran just basically just breaks everything down. Yeah, this is what's happening. Like, Peter's doing it. Like, Baelish is doing all this shit. And this is what's going on. Like, it's
another MacGuffin.
Exactly. Which I'm in one sense, I'm glad that they kind of kept it out. Because again, it does make that moment that much more like, oh yeah, fucking time to eat it, Peter Baelish. But at the other time, it's like that would have been such a great scene to see. Because I was expecting them to do that scene. I was kind of expecting them to have a scene where Bran kind of comes out and goes, you guys are fighting, but Peter Baelish is the one who owned that knife and tried to have me killed, and he did this and he did that and he did this and he betrayed Dad. And like, I would have loved to have seen that scene.
That was my biggest gripe of the season, and it's not even, like I said, that's a nitpick.
Yeah.
Because overall, it was phenomenal. It was handled well. The scene was beautiful. You know what I mean? Everything just it flowed right. Like you said, who are you putting the show on for? We as the audience, we don't need to know that. You know what I mean? It was pointless because the tension did feel real.
We don't need to be misdirected. We need to know that Peter Baelish is being misdirected.
Exactly. Now, and the tension could be real because, again, they could have a sibling type argument. You have a sibling. I have a sibling. We have arguments.
We've seen from previous seasons and everything like that. Arya and Sansa never really liked each other.
Right. So
back then it was really just kind of like that, sibling rivalry kind of thing. Like, I'm the older sister, you're the annoying little sister, and it was that kind of thing. But like now, there's like they've been through shit, and they have opposing ideas on how the family's supposed to be running and everything like that. And so it did seem very much like some of that tension from when they were kids built up into this big thing. Now they're adults, and it's like they have this kind of grudge against each other.
Yep.
So it could have been real.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. I am not opposed to waiting to 2019 for the fucking next season. It's gonna come, and it's just gonna be beautiful because in 2019 I get to see Game of Thrones season 8 and Godzilla 2, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm okay with the wait.
Honestly, there's that much more time for them to get shit perfect and get everything right because it's gonna be epic.
Now let me ask: do you think George Martin is going to take cues from here, or he's got his notes already and he's doing his own thing?
He's already said that at this point, he can do whatever he wants in the books. He's already said, I'm not necessarily going to do things the way they were in the book. He's still going to follow the same overall blueprint because that's what he gave them.
Right.
When they started to release the books, he's like, this is how I wanted the story to end. So I think it's still going to end with the whole Jon and Dany thing. But I think he's going to take different approaches to how he gets there. Right.
You've read the books, right?
Yeah.
Man, I salute you. I really do. Well, look, man, we wrapped that shit up. Not for nothing. That was a great fucking conversation.
Yeah.
It really was. And we ain't going to have another one of these until 2019. So, mark it on your calendar. Do you know when they're trying to drop it? Is it going to be around the same time? Or we're going to wait until, this is the end of the fucking year, so.
It probably will be around this. Usually they drop them in April. It got pushed back this year because their production schedule started later in the year last year because they had to have the winter shots.
Right.
So shooting more towards November and all that stuff. But they were talking about filming most of the summer next season.
All right.
So they're filming late summer, going into the fall and winter and everything. So yeah, I don't know if they're gonna go, but they'll probably they usually drop it around April. This year got pushed back to July. It'll probably still be in that same time frame though, like late spring, early summer.
Well, whenever it comes out, I'm ready to rock and roll because seriously, it's good. It's damn good, and I know there's a lot of haters, but man, fuck it, this shit is good, man.
That's why I was getting mad when the hackers started talking about, yo, if you don't give us the money, or like they started holding rents, like if you don't give us money, we're gonna like leak all this shit. And I'm like, yo, stop, because whatever money HBO has to pay you not to leak the episodes is now less money they have for the fucking show in the next season. So shut up.
Yeah, no, you're 100% fucking right.
Budget. They need that budget so we can have the next season.
100% fucking right, man. Wow.
Why don't you shut your mouths, stop talking about leaking Game of Thrones episodes, and go do something productive as a hacker, like wiping out all credit card debt or some shit.
Yeah. Or finding out some major powers tax returns or some shit like that. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Well, wow. We really fucking rocked it today on the Geek Out Drunkcast. We sure the fuck did. We spoke everything, and we've come to the conclusion, after all was said and done, that Close Encounters of the Third Kind is the greatest UFO movie of all time. I'm glad y'all was along for the ride with us. Seriously. Because that's a fact. And it's still out in theaters. If you guys get a chance, go check it out. Spielberg's classic, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. We talked a little bit about zombies, and we talked a little bit about, I don't know, something like dragon shit. Who the fuck cares about dragons? Nobody cares about that shit, right? But, yeah, Close Encounters and UFOs. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with me and Chris. Yo, Chris, fucking damn, son. I love the Drunkcast, man. Fuck.
Word.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think we're gonna do the Drunkcast, like, quarterly. Like, whenever there's, like, a big vacation come up, or not even a big one, but, like, a Monday off, yeah, it's a Drunkcast. Fuck it. But yeah, so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you out there, G-Show Land, for geeking out with us, hanging out with us in this Drunkcast. Chris, thank you for all your knowledge when it comes to the Game of Thrones.
Absolutely, man.
And thank you for joining me today, brother. You know what? I'm glad G95 ain't on here. Matt, you would have been lost in the sauce. You understand? You'd have been a piece of...
He would have just been interrupting us like every 5 seconds. This Sansa get niggas.
Yeah, exactly. Matt, you was just a little parsley flake in the meatball right now. So get out of here. Lost in the sauce. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is C Monty. I am G1. This was the Geek Out, episode 23, the Drunkcast. We got a lot of things going. I love y'all. Peace.